number is of the form prime 1 raised to power a, prime number 2 raised to power b, prime number 3 raised to power c, and so on, that is a prime factorization of the number. In that case, number of factors is given by a plus 1 into b plus 1 into c plus 1 and so on. Fine, we have discussed this in detail. Now, it's a reverse question. The number is having 24 factors. So, number of factors is 24. So, we need to break the number in this format, right? That is one of the thing. That is not the only format, na? Aditya, Vidushi. There can be many other formats as well. So, 24 factors if a number is having. So, 24 can be because of 23 plus 1 only, right? It can be because of 12 into 2, that is 11 plus 1 into 1 plus 1. It can be because of 8 into 3, that is 7 plus 1 into 2 plus 1, right? And it can be because of 6 into 4, that is 5 plus 1 into 3 plus 1. So right now I have broken 24 as product of 2 factors only, and there can be other cases as well. If I break this 24 as product of 3 numbers, yes, 2 into 3 into 4, fine. So it can be, if I go by 2 into 3 into 4 only, 2 into 2, 4 into, let's start with 5 plus 1, that is 6, into 1 plus 1 into 1 plus 1, right? 6 into 2, 12 into 2, 24. And after that, 4, that is 3 plus 1, 4, into 3, 12 into 2. I think these are all factors, fine. So that means number can be of the form only one prime number raised to power 23, right? Smallest would be in this case 2 power 23, which is too large number. So if I'm looking for the smallest number, so it may have more prime numbers but with less powers. This is the case where it is, let's say p and q are the prime numbers. So p raised to power 11 into q. It is also going to be a large number. In this case, it is going to be p raised to power 6 into q square, right? The smallest number of this form will be 2 power 6 into 3 power 2. And in this case, you are going to have p power 5 into q power 3, fine. So smallest number here will be 2 power 5. Sorry, this was p power 7. 2 power 5 into 3 power 3. Same way here, this will be the number of the form p power 5 into q into r. And here it is pq into q square into r, right? So which you feel will give you the smallest case? I'm sure these will be the better ones. Let's look for this one. If I look for p cube, q square into r, can you tell me what will be the smallest number of this form? P cube into q square into r. Smallest number of this form. So p can be 2, 2 cube, 3 square into 5. So 8, 5 is 40, 40 into 9, 360. Fine. In place, if you take 3 cube, 2 square, that will be the larger number. So this is the smallest number of this form. If I look for this form, p cube, p power 5 q into r, in this case, p power 5 into q into r, the smallest number would be 2 power 5 into 3 into 5, right? So 32 into 5, that is 160, 160 into 3 is 480. That's a larger number. So certainly this must be the smallest case. Fine. Right? So those who have just joined, don't worry, we are just discussing one of the doubts by a student based on numbers topic. Is it okay? So the other forms can also be there, but they will lead the larger numbers. The question was the smallest number. So the smallest number would be obtained in these cases, and this is the smallest one. Fine? Good. So basically, clear your basics, and then you should go. Priyam, can we break down 7 plus 1? I have broken that down now. 7 plus 1 was 8. So 8 you can break down as 4 into 2, that is 3 plus 1 into, where it is? 8 into 3, 24. तो वो 3 किया हुआ है ना? So here 3 plus 1 into 1 plus 1. Yes, that's what we have done. That's what we have done. Smriti is asking, good thing, can't we divide into 4 parts, right? 24 को as a product of 4 numbers लिख सकते हैं क्या? So 24 को 3 into 2 into 2 into 2. Yes, that's also a possibility. In this case, yes, that should yield the smallest number. Let's check if it yields. So in that case, number will be of the form p square into q into r into s. If p, q, r, s are the different prime numbers. So the smallest number of this form will be 2 square into 3 into 5 into 7. Now let's just check whether it satisfies. Is it smaller than 360 or not? So this value will come out to be how much? So 2 square is 4, 4 into 5 is 20, 20 into 21. That is a larger number. That's a larger number. Fine? Right? This is 21 into 20, that is 420. That's a larger number. So 360 should be the smallest number here. Fine. So basic point is that we need to go by the basics and check which case will yield the smallest one. And that's how I preferred in the beginning only, in the case where there are more prime numbers with less powers. Okay. Any other doubt? Although we have around 700 students now, we may start. But if there's any doubt pending, so we can take it up. Tulika, when number system will be taught to first March batch? Please contact iQuanta, they will be confirming you. Okay, let's start now. So no other doubts. So let's move to today's topic. Okay, so we are starting with today's topic. So today's topic is profit and loss, a few more properties, and specifically this dishonest seller, basically cheating while going over the trade. Okay, let's start now. So this is the first part, mark price, markup, and percentage discounts. So although in last class we had discussed about this, I'm just giving a brief overview again because there are many new students who may not have attended the last class. So to cover the whole basics again, let's discuss the same basic diagram, basic structure of the flow. So if I'm a trader, the price at which I'm purchasing the goods, that's called cost price. Fine, that's cost price. And now this cost price is marked up. We increase this price by some amount to yield the marked price. So by whatever amount we are increasing it, that is called markup, and how much percent we are increasing, that is called markup percent. Before I move further, can you please tell me how we can calculate this markup percent? How will you calculate this markup percent? Please tell me the result. How will you calculate this markup percent? Fast please, I'm waiting for your answer. Yes, MP minus CP upon CP into 100, that's fine, good. So markup is the difference between MP and CP, mark price and cost price. So this difference, mark price minus cost price, that is the amount of markup. And how much percent markup is there? So that this needs to be compared with the CP, the cost price. So this divided by CP into 100. So that will give us the markup percent. Fine, so that is the basic result if we need to calculate markup percent. But as we have said many times, we should not be dependent on the formula. We should understand that some certain percent of cost price is being increased to get the mark price. Fine. And finally, after mark price, we may sell the article, we may sell the object at mark price only. In that case, whatever extra we have got, that is a profit. So this markup percent will become profit percent as well, right? That will become profit percent as well if we are selling at same price. But normally what happens, at least in our questions and in practical reality also, we get certain discounts on this mark price, right? So certain discounts are offered on this mark price. So this mark price is the price which is shown to the customer through any media, anyway, and certain discounts are offered on this, and after subtracting those discounts, the price at which a customer purchases the article, that is known as selling price for the trader. Fine, that is called selling price. Is the discount part clear? So discount is being given on mark price. Fine. So this SP is the selling price here, the price at which the trader is selling the article. Fine. Now, how to calculate this discount percentage? Discount percent. Please tell the similar result. How will you calculate discount percent? Yes, MP minus SP upon MP, right? So the discount is the difference between MP and SP. So MP minus SP, that is the amount of discount, how much discount we have given. Now how much percent, that percent needs to be compared with MP, right? Ki MP ka kitna percent amount we are not to pay. So divided by MP into 100. Fine. So if there is certain discount, then this is the final selling price, this is final cost price, and now profit or loss will be calculated between CP and SP, right? So CP or SP ke beech ka jo difference hai, that is known as profit or loss, depending upon if selling price is more than CP, it is profit. If selling price is less than CP, then it becomes loss. And same way, if I need to calculate profit or loss percent, so it will be this difference compared with CP, right? So profit or loss discount, profit or loss percent, that will be equal to this SP minus CP upon CP into 100. So basically, these are the basic formulae here, which we normally try to avoid also. Fine. All right. So quickly, let's do some warm-up questions, so that we can move further. Is there any doubt? Is that this part clear to everyone? Right. Rishabh, what do you want me to repeat? I'm repeating the whole scenario. See, cost price is the price at which the trader purchases the goods, okay? And MP is the price which is shown to the customer, and it is obtained by increasing the cost price by certain amount, which is called markup. And then this mark price, on this mark price, we give certain discount, we offer certain discount, and selling price is the price at which the trader finally sells the article. Fine? Okay, so the difference between this cost price and selling price gives you a profit or loss. And that's how we can calculate the, this percentages also. Let's move further now. Here's the first question for you. Please be quick. Ritika says SP lies between CP and MP. Yes, ideally, yes, yes, Ritika. Okay, I started getting answers. Ashish, Hari, Gunjan, Akriti, Anurag, Sumed, Ishani, Prerna, Ranu, Harsh, Gupta, Shreya, Bablu, Anshika, Sagar, Yashi, Priyam. Everyone is giving same answer. Are koi to alag answer do? Priyam, Aditya. Yes, it is easy. Thank you. I told you, these are some warm-up questions. Okay, let's see. So Xavier marks his fridge 30% above the CP. Right? So CP is certain amount, and he marks this up by 30%. How did you start? How should we start this question? How should we solve this question? Any hint? Kumar Akash says 13 by 130 into 100. 13 kahan se aaya? Yes, take CP 100. Thank you. That's what I wanted to hear from you guys. Yes, so that's true. So if I start with CP as 100, if CP is 100, so then Xavier का CP जो है वो 100 है, and he marks his fridge 30% above the cost price. That means the mark price is increased by 30% of cost price, right? So it is increased by 30 rupees, it becomes 130. Fine, and he offers X% discount, so इस पे X% का discount दिया है. Of course we need to find the value of X only. What is given? If the net profit is 17%, so there is profit. So profit किस पे होता है? That is on cost price. So cost price पे 17% is profit. So 17% of course, this cost price, that is 17 rupees, right? That was the benefit of taking the cost price as 100, so that 30% is 30 only and 17% is 17 only. So the selling price becomes 117, right? So we can easily estimate now, we can easily see here, 130 में से कितना subtract करना होगा? How much discount is being offered to get 117? Of course, 13 rupees, right? So 13 rupees is offered as a discount. So we just need to see that 13 is what percent of 130? Yes, it is 10%. So 13 by 130 into 100, that is 10%. Fine. Some of you are using a multiplication factor as well. That is also possible. That also can be used. So how we can use multiplication factor here? See, on that initial price, what we are doing, we are increasing the price once and then we are decreasing it by certain percent, and net profit is 17%. Fine. So we can make use of multiplying factors as well. So that is also a good way to work. Let's see that also. If I make use of multiplying factor part, so multiplying factor part, this is also an important way, and we should be conversant with this one also. So multiplying factor, when we are talking here, is basically a ratio of, in a way you can say, selling price upon cost price. Right? Selling price over cost price. So net, we want it to be a profit of 17%. That ratio will be 117 by 100. I'm writing in terms of fractions here, ratios only. So Xavier marks his fridge 30% above the CP. So first he is increasing by 30%. To 100 का 130 बना दिया, right? If he had not been giving any discount, so it should be 130 only, right? But now he's offering a discount of X%. So offering a discount of X% means he is giving it for a certain less price, so that becomes the multiplication factor, that is 1 minus X by 100 or 100 minus X upon 100, and the total net profit given is 17%, so it is basically equal to 117 upon 100, right? So that ratio is basically gives us the SP and CP. In a nutshell, you can understand this. So first we increase the price by 30%, then we gave a discount of X%, and the net result is increase of 17%. Now we can easily simplify this. So 100 is cancelled, 10 can also be cancelled, 13 9s are 117. So on simplifying, we get only 100 minus X here. 100 minus X equals to, if I take 10 to its side, that becomes 10 into 9, 90. So we get the value as 10%. So the X comes out to be 10, that is 10% discount. Fine? Okay. Yes, this is succession only, Nishit. This is succession only. So by successively, we are changing the values. Yes, that's true. Successive formula भी use कर सकते हैं. Okay, let's move further. Next question now. Again, warm-up question. आसान सवाल है, जल्दी करना. Here it is. If the discount of an article is increased from 20% to 30%, 35%, the money realized from the sales decreases by $45. What is MP of the article? Jay, there was profit of 17%, na? Naman, we were writing SP by CP. You can do it reverse also. That doesn't make any difficulty. Okay, many of you are able to give the answer, 300. Most of the people are doing here, and then someone was saying that they are not able to do the questions. These are easy questions. Good. And just yesterday, I was looking at the questions of last year from this topic in CAT, and they were quite simple questions. Yes, $300 is the right answer. Let's see how. The discount of an article is increased from 20% to 35%. See if I write the whole situation. So it is talking only of the discount, and discount percent is given on mark price, right? So mark price was something earlier, I don't know what it is. So earlier discount given was 20%. So when 20% discount was being offered, so how much was the remaining price? That was the 80% of mark price, or 0.8 or 0.80 MP. That's how we can say. Nice. And if the discount is increased from 20 to 35% now if the discount is, now new discount now is 35%. So if 35% discount is offered, so we need to pay the rest, that is 65% only, or basically 0.65 times mark price, isn't it? So that means now we are receiving the less amount, right? So the money realized from the sales decreases by $45. So we are getting the less amount now. So how much less we are getting? We just subtract them. So if I subtract them, we get 0.15 times mark price. Fine? or 15% of mark price basically. This was 80% of mark price and this was 65%. So remaining is 15% or 0.15 MP, and that is given as $45. So question is, what is the mark price of the article? It is again very basic question. So if 15% of mark price is 45, so 100% would be how much? So 300 is the right answer. Yes, somebody was asking. Thank you, Abhishek. 20% नहीं पे करना तो 80% पे करना पड़ेगा ना. 80 by 100.8. That is known as 0.8 or multiplication factor. Fine. So 15% of mark price is 45. So we can very easily calculate the value. 15 if you cancel out, that you get 0.01 mark price is equal to 3, and mark price is equal to $300. Highest mark price 100 लेके भी कर सकते हो. There is no problem in that. But वही तो निकालना था. उसी की वैल्यू मान लोगे तो आंसर कैसे निकालोगे ऋषभ जी? But if you want to take the values, in that case, I have told that don't assume the actual values. We want to take the benefit of 100 and we want to keep it variable also, so we can take it to be 100x. Okay? So let's mark price be 100x. Okay? Let's mark price be 100x. So when you are offering 20% discount, the amount you are getting was 80x, isn't it? Fine. And when this discount is being increased by 35%, so what will be the selling price in that case? It is 65x. Is this okay? Is this okay? Right? Now, what is how much less amount we are receiving now? So it decreases. The amount realized now decreases by 15x, which is given equal to $45. Fine. But same thing, same calculations. So x comes out to be 3, which gives you that mark price as $300. Thank you for that nice suggestion. Okay, next one now. Acha, see, here one more thing could have been done. One more thing could have been done. Why we are doing so much things? That much was not required. If you are just able to figure this out, that this difference of $45, why we are getting this? Why we are getting this discount difference of 45? Exactly, Rohit. That's the point which I wanted to say. Thanks, Rohit has made the same thing, same point. So $45 का difference आया किस वजह से है? It is because of the increased discount, and discount which was 20% initially, now it is 35% of the same mark price. That means 15% of mark price is equal to $45. Directly we can write this. Right? So we can directly infer this point and directly we can get to the answer. That's perfectly fine, Rohit. Okay. Yes. Because these percentages are of same mark price, right? So पहले जो discount था, that was 20% of mark price, and now it is increased to 35% of mark price. So कितना discount बढ़ गया है? 15% of mark price. And 15% of mark price discount बढ़ने की वजह से that much sale value has decreased. So sale decreases by $45. It is same thing, Akash. So same thing we are getting, but directly writing this, we are skipping these two intermediate steps. That's a good way. Okay, next one now. Again, easy question, try to answer it, and as I remember, this is a question of a previous year's CAT only. Dhruv has asked some question. It was the other way around. Dhruv, in that case also it will be the same thing, na? If discount is being decreased, then sales will increase. The same thing. So we'll be doing the same way. Okay, many of you are saying option A, but few are saying option B as well, 8%. Please recheck. I'm giving you 1-2 minutes. सूजी तुक्का नहीं मारना है, 0.000 प्रेस करके छोड़ दिया आपने. Please read the question statement clearly. Not able to understand the question. Yes, Ronak, that's why I given this question, that we should try to read and understand the question clearly. Because in CAT, when we get the questions based on this topic, be it any other topic as well, so there is normally lengthy storyline. We need to understand the given storyline and then understand. अब है 33.33%. अभी चेक करते हैं. C, Hitakshi is saying C. This negative हो गया. अरे negative क्यों होगा? Okay, let's check now. देखते हैं. So it says a trader buys goods at a 19% discount on the label price. So there is certain label price at which that trader gets a discount of 19%. So label price से discount में खरीद रहा है. So जिस price पे खरीद रहा है trader, that is the cost price of the trader, right? And now if he wants to make a profit of 20% after allowing a discount of 10%, so by what percent should his mark price be greater than the original label price? That means this trader is increasing that original label price. by certain amount. That's the question. By what percent should his mark price be greater than original label price? So when he is going to sell this article, he's going to show that increased mark price, right? And at that increased mark price, he's going to offer a discount of 10%, and still he wants to make a profit of 20%. So there are 2-3 percentages involved here, right? So don't be confused about that. So if we go by just by the storyline, so let's assume the original label price to be 100, right? If I'm assuming the values, so I should start with the original label price, because question is original label price से कितना percent ज़्यादा mark price होना चाहिए, right? So if I take the original label price, let's call it LP, to be 100. So can you tell me what is the actual cost price of this trader? What is the cost price of this trader? Yes, it is 81, because it is he's purchasing it, he's buying this good at 19% discount. So 19% discount किस पे? On this label price, right? So he's getting a discount of 19 rupees. That means he's getting it at a price of 81 rupees. So that is his effective cost price. Fine, that is his effective cost price. Now he wants to make a profit of 20%. So 20% profit, that profit percent will be calculated on cost price only, right? So इस पर 20% increase करने, that means how much? Would be 20%, that is 20% of 81, that is 16.2, right? So that will make the selling price as 97.2. So that must be the selling price of the person, fine? At this price, he needs to sell it. But this price, how he's getting? After allowing a discount of 10%. So whatever is his mark price, when he offers a discount of 10%, then he's getting the selling price, fine? Someone was asking how 16.2 Rishabh. अरे बाबा 20% profit चाहिए 81 का, तो 81 का 20% कितना बनेगा? 10% is 8.1. So 8.1 plus 8.1 is 16.2. Fine. Yes. So now 10% discount देने के बाद we are getting 97.2. So this is basically 90% of mark price, right? So I can say this 97.2 is basically 90% of mark price. Fine. So from here you can easily calculate the value of mark price. 90% in a 0.9 you can say. So mark price comes out to be 97.2 divided by 90 by 100. Right. So this decimal if I remove, there will be one more zero. 2 zeros are cancelled. 9 if you divide, that comes out to be 108. So 108 is your mark price. So upon which you can easily verify 10% discount, यानी कि 10.8 rupees less कर दिया. So we are going to reach to this point. So whole storyline is fit now. Now question, if I look, it was by what percent should his mark price, that is 108, be greater than the original label price from 100? So from 100 to 108, you can easily figure out it is an increase of 8%. Is it fine? Yes, it is 8% more than the original label price. Fine. So I have not used any formula, nothing. We have just used the basic structure, basic flow of the old prices, and accordingly we have solved this. Meenakshi is asking 90% कैसा है? See Meenakshi, when you offer a discount of 10%, so how much remaining amount you have to pay? You have to pay 90% of that amount, isn't it? So 10% if I subtract from mark price, so remaining 90% of mark price is what I need to pay, and that 90% of mark price is 97.2. Fine. So from here we calculated the value of mark price as 108, and that's how the answer. हाँ, multiplying factor से भी कर लेते हैं. Good. Okay. Wait. अभी करते हैं. यहाँ तक की बात clear है? If they, Nandita is saying, instead of percent, if they ask actual value, it would be cannot be determined. I don't want to assume much, yes, but if there are no actual value, if there are no values given, only if there are actual values given, percentage nahi hai, then yes, we can't do because we are just working with percentages only. And to make our explanation simpler, we started with the original label price value as 100. Fine. How did we calculate 10%? That's a good question, Ishani. How to calculate 10% of something? I think you must have watched any of the previous videos. अनुराग कहाँ पे पहुँच गया? डिसऑनेस्ट करा दो. अरे डिसऑनेस्ट भी आएगा. डिसऑनेस्ट भी आएगा. So 10% means 1/10, right? 10% means 1/10. तो लास्ट का एक जीरो हटाते ही या 10 से डिवाइड करते ही you get a 10%. Fine. Okay. Now in the same question, how we can make use of multiplying factor? Let's see that. Let's see that also. I'm writing here only. So as I said, multiplying factor is what? On certain initial price, we are allowing different percentage changes, be it the name of the discount, be it by the name of the mark price, or whatever it be. So in the nutshell, we are calculating in a way ratio of selling price and cost price. Now see, he buys a good at a discount of 19%, is say from the original label price. So if he had not changed the label price, so label price to wahi 100 ka hai, but his cost price has decreased by 19%. So that was the first multiplying factor here. After that, he wants to make a profit of 20%. That is a net profit he wanted. 20%, so 120 by 100 is the net multiplying factor we want. But in between, what he is doing, he is allowing a discount of 10% also. So that makes it 90 by 100, right? He's giving a discount of 10%. So he's reducing the price by 10%. Now, in between, by what percent should his mark price be greater than the original label price? If he's increasing his mark price by certain percent, let's say X percent, so 100 plus X upon 100, that will be another multiplying factor. So by these 3 percentage changes, the net value should be 20% more, right? We can see it here also. So one change, second change, third change, because of that, we are getting 20% change. So just simplifying this, we can find our answer. So this, let's cancel out, 100 is cancelled with 100. This 100 can be cancelled with this 100. And I can cancel this 0 here. And 9 9s are 81. So this 100 plus X comes out to be 9 times 12, which is 108, and x comes out to be 8. So that's our answer. Fine. Highest PM, I will explain 100 by 81. See, label price, as we assume here 100 also, we are just taking the ratio now. So if label price be 100, he's purchasing it at 81 rupees, right? At a discount of 19%. So that's how this 100 by 81 figure came about. That label price was 100, but he's getting it at 81 rupees. So if there had been no other change, so he has purchased the goods at 81 rupees and he's going to sell it at 100, right? If there had been no other change. But there are other changes as well. So that's why all the changes are being multiplied. So these are the multiplying factors. A mark price and label price is different, Pratigya. I told you different terms can be there in the questions. As in this question, label price was one thing. Now this label price is being increased to certain mark price. So that's the case. There can be some other terms as well. Sometimes list price, other things can also be there. If you want to give discount 10%, then it is 90 and then plus 20. Highest, Kunal? Okay. I just told that how 100 by 81. Once more, okay. See, 100 by 81 kaise aaya? Because of this first statement only. This first statement says that trader buys the goods at a 19% discount, right? He buys the goods at 19% discount. मतलब 100 रुपए वाला सामान वो 81 में purchase कर रहा है. He's purchasing the goods worth rupees 100 at 81 at a discount of 19%, right? So his cost price becomes 81 and his selling price is 100. Fine. That's how this 100 by 81 comes into picture. Now he's offering a discount 10%. He's increasing it to certain mark price, right? And the net percentage discount, the net percentage profit he's getting is 20%. So that's how these multiplying factors come into the picture. Label price is not cost price here. He's getting a cost price of less than label price. We'll practice it more. Don't worry. We'll be applying it more in more questions. So don't worry. Let's proceed further now. Anurag, जो आप doubt पूछ रहे हैं, I am not having such question here right now. Don't worry. You can post the question in the group. We will solve it. Let's move further now. And regarding this part, don't worry. We will be applying this similar method in many more questions. Many more questions. That will make it simpler. Okay, so basically here what we are doing, we are considering each of the percentage changes separately. We are not mixing them. So I'm considering this 19% discount separately, that 10% discount separately, markup separately, and the net profit of 20% is the net result. Fine? So that's how we are going about it. It's the same multiplying factor which we do normally. Okay, let's move further now. And here's one more question. Please answer this. Label price is not CP here, Tajinder. That was mentioned in the question. Now answer this one. No, label price was not same as selling price as well, Rashna. Label price was increased to some mark price. Don't worry, we'll move to the next question now. Answer this one. Okay, most of you are getting it correctly. That's correct, 50%. How to start in this question? Any suggestions? See, Bablu is asking how. Ashar बोल रहे हैं समझ नहीं आया. अरे yes, we can take CP100, that's true. Arno, Arya, yes, we can take CP100, that will work here. CP100 and SP145, thank you, Vidushi. See, a vendor wants to make a profit of 45%, so if I start with a CP of 100, if this is my CP, so profit should be 45%, right? So 45% of cost price, right? So 45% of 100 is 45 only. So selling price becomes 145. This is our selling price. Now this selling price has been achieved by the discount, right? So mark price of article is 30 times of the discount offer. So there is certain mark price. I don't know the value, but whatever it is, at which there is some discount offer. And it is mentioned that this discount value, basically mark price, is 30 times of the discount offer. So whatever is the amount of discount, uska 30 times is mark price, right? So if that discount is, let's say, X, so mark price is 30X, isn't it? So 30X minus X, that is 29X is equal to 145. So this 29X equals to 145. You can easily calculate both the values. So X comes about to be 5. Fine. So if X is 5, so this mark price certainly becomes 150. And 150 पे 5 rupees का discount दिया, so you're getting 145. So question simply was, what is the find the markup percent? So how much percent this cost price has been marked up? It's obviously 50%. Fine. discount is 5%, 1/30th of that now. So that's why I've taken that. If discount is X, then mark price is 30X. चिंतन 30 में से 30X के मार्क प्राइस में से X रुपीस का डिस्काउंट दे दोगे तो कितना पे करना पड़ेगा? It's 29X. हाँ, थैंक्स राघवेंद्र. Is it fine? Okay. Don't get irritated, Tanya. Be inspired. It's okay. Okay, should we move further? Okay, I'm repeating, Amelia. See, those who are having difficulty here. A vendor wants to make a profit of 45%. So by seeing this 45%, I prefer to start with 100 as my CP, right? So if 100 is my CP, so I'm getting a profit of 45%. That is 45 rupees profit. That makes selling price as 145. Fine. Now this selling price has been obtained by giving a certain discount on the mark price. So the relation between mark price and discount is given by this statement, which says that mark price of the article is 30 times of the discount offered. ठीक है? तो अगर डिस्काउंट X रुपए का था, तो मार्क प्राइस वैल्यू इज 30X. राइट, और 30X में से X रुपए का डिस्काउंट दे दिया तो कितना पे करना पड़ेगा? 29X. सो दिस 145 इज बेसिकली 29X एंड वी गॉट द वैल्यू ऑफ X. दैट्स इट. Fine. So we got the value of X as 5 and this 30X as 30 times 5, that is 150. So 150 के mark price पे 5 रुपए का डिस्काउंट मिल गया. So you need to pay 145. Fine. So question was simply asking about the marker percent, that is the percentage increase from 100 to 150, and that was the benefit of taking the starting value, this CP as 100. This increase is directly increased percent. It is 50% increase. Fine. Formula यही तो है ना गौतम? How X is the discount? Y मान लो भाई, उससे क्या फर्क पड़ने वाला है? That's a simple variable. The relation between mark price and discount was given 30:1. That was the ratio given. X or Y, that depends on you. हाँ, yes, that was the relation between mark price and discount ना. अरे mark price में discount less करके ही तो selling price आया ना. That's what we had discussed in the beginning. Jay saying why there was no variable with 100 and 145. You can take it, no issues. Take it to be 100X, 100A, 145A, and that will give you X as equal to 5A. No issues with that. No problem. No difference. 100A to 150X, 50% increase. Fine. Okay, let's move further now. So we are moving to the next part. Oh, here's one more question before we move to that dishonest seller. Jaldi say, answer this one now. And it is again a lengthy storyline, so don't do any mistake in reading part. Divi Arya, 30X minus X is 29X. Answer this one, answer now. Yes, I told you these are the good questions which have appeared in actual exams. It's very easy, Karthik. Cyborg Cat says 87,000. हाँ, tough लग रहा है आदित्य, it's not tough. And Ankik Koshti says 91,000. Okay, we have to find out the maximum profit possible. So 91,000 is the maximum amount so far. Harsh says 94. Okay, please check, please confirm. Please confirm for this part that you must get the maximum profit possible with all the given constraints. चिंतन से पहले दो शो में 100% अटेंडेंस, बाकी में 80. ऐसा नहीं चलेगा ना. Okay, let's see now. Majority of you are answering 87,000 and 91,000. Although there are some other answers as well, but most answers which I'm seeing on the chat here, 87,000 and 91,000. Okay, let's see now how to do it. Let me read it. It says the cost of running a moving theater is 10,000 per day. So per day का 10,000 ही लगने वाला है ना. That is a fixed cost plus additional rupees 5,000 per show. That's additional. Okay, so that is the costing part. So in case of cost price, we are to pay 10,000 per day, for each day, and additional cost of 5,000 per show, whatever number of shows are there. So 5,000 per show will be the cost. Now theater has 200 seats, and a new movie is released on Friday, there were 3 shows where the ticket price was 250 each for the first 2 shows and rupees 200 for the late night show. So there are 3 shows basically. So for the first 2 shows, price for each ticket is 250, and for the third show, the night show, it's 200 rupees, and total 200 seats are there. Okay, for all shows together, that means for all the 3 shows together, total occupancy was 80%. Can you tell me the meaning of this statement? For all shows together, total occupancy was 80%. What does it mean? Total how many tickets have been sold? For one day we are asking about. In one day, total how many seats, how many tickets have been sold? We can take 480 seats, yeah, 480 tickets. Fine. See, there are 3 shows, so 200 into 3. If all the tickets have been sold, then total tickets sold must be 600. It is mentioned that total occupancy was 80% for all the shows together. So the actual ticket sold is 80% of this, or basically 4 by 5 of this, right? So 4 by 5 of this, so which upon simplification give you 480 tickets. So the maximum price which we can get is for 480 tickets. Right? And what is the ticket price? So ticket prices are 250 each for the first 2 shows and 200 for the late night show. See, if we are running all the 3 shows, so in that case, what do you suggest? How we can get the maximum amount of profit? How should we distribute these 480 tickets? What do you suggest? How should we distribute these 480 tickets? In which show, how many seats must be occupied? 250 वाले में ज़्यादा seats होनी चाहिए या 200 वाले में ज़्यादा seats होनी चाहिए? Yes, Mehak, that's true. In the first 2 shows where the ticket price is higher, what we should take? House full. That's all the 200 seats have been filled, right? So 200 seats have been filled at the price of 250. Then in the second show, again, all 200 seats are filled at the rate of 250 per ticket. And in the third show, where the price is 200, so only 80 tickets have been sold. Fine. So that's it. So that is our total collection, that is total selling price, and total cost price we already knew. You just need to simplify the calculation. So this into 250, and again 250, and this is at 200. So that's how you can get the prices. So 25 into 250, it is 2,000. 50,000 plus 50,000 plus how much it is? It is 16,000. It's fine. So that is the total collection. So 50, 50, 1 lakh, 1 lakh 16,000. Is it fine? Now, what was the total cost price? So 10,000 plus for 5,000 per show. So 10,000 plus 5,000 and 5,000 and 5,000 for all the 3 shows combined. So totally it comes out to be 25,000. So we just need to subtract these 2 values to get our profit. And yes, 91,000 is correct. So do you consider this question was difficult? Any formula to be applied? Not required at all. Why subtract? Good question. By 25,000 का खर्चा हुआ, 1,16,000 you have collected. So how much profit have you made? How will you calculate the profit? So profit निकालने के लिए हम यही करते हैं ना. So total collection में से expenses को subtract कर देंगे, then we are going to get the profit. Fine. Why not take the average? It is not asking about the average. It is just asking the what was the maximum amount of profit. It is not asking the average profit, or it is not asking about the profit percentage. It is simply asking about the maximum amount of profit. So simple subtraction. Yes, it is simple question, and calculation is also not calculative. It's simple values. 200, 250, simple values. It's not calculation intensive as well. Fine. But we just need to see. Many of you were saying DI lag raha hai, kya lag raha hai. It's actually very simple. Yes, without formula. Most of the questions in the exam which you find, they don't require any formula. No formula can be applied basically. Yes, that's what I said, we should try to read and understand properly. We should comprehend properly. Okay, I hope that's fine. Let's move further and reach to the next part of the session, that is dishonest seller. Any doubt? Why did you multiply by 4 by 5? Janvi, it said occupancy was 80%. Right? Occupancy was 80%. That's how we multiplied with 4 by 5. That is 80% basically. 80 by 100. Sahil says, why houseful is considered? I asked you, what should be the distribution of these 480 seats among the 3 shows to maximize the amount of profit? So profit ज़्यादा कब होगा? जब ज़्यादा रुपए वाली ज़्यादा tickets sale हो, obviously, isn't it? I repeat, total 480 tickets have been sold, right? And out of those 480 tickets, how much maximum amount we can get if we are using these 480 tickets for the largest price possible? And not all the shows have same price. First show has a price of 250 per ticket. Second also has 250 per ticket per seat. And the third show, the late night show, is priced at 200 per seat, right? तो फिर maximum return कहाँ से मिलेगा? Maximum revenue कहाँ से generate होगा? If we are selling the more tickets, या maximum number of tickets at higher prices. That's why out of 480 tickets, full 200 here, full 200 here, and the remaining 80 seats we have given here. Fine. अगर आप इसका कुछ भी और distribution करेंगे, your net collection will be less than this. But because you wanted to maximize it, that's why we have done that. That's why I asked you, what should be the distribution of seats? Fine. Okay. Let's move further now. So this is the second part of the today's session, that is faulty balances and cheating. Okay, this faulty balances and cheating, that is actually also similar kind of questions which we had done earlier. There is nothing much for that. Excited for this? अरे इसमें कोई excited होने की बात नहीं है. जितुल मिनिमम प्रॉफिट 85 की होगा. हाँ, that's a good question, Jitul. Let's move further now, but yes, we can try for that. कि minimum profit कब आएगा? Before I move to the next part, can any of you suggest how to get minimum profit? How to get minimum profit? उसके लिए क्या करना होगा? What we need to do for the minimum profit in the previous case? What should be the seat distribution? Yes, first fill the third show. Exactly. First fill the third show. So total 480 seats were there. So 200 seats of 200 price, the third show, and the remaining 280 seats can be distributed in the first two shows. So we can easily calculate the value. So I'm not going for that now, but that's the way we have to distribute. Yes, that's correct, Aryan. Okay, so faulty balance and cheating. So in this case, the idea is to get more profit, right? To get the more profit. Our topic dishonest, but we are not going to cheat you. We're honestly going to work with this. How we can solve this part. So the idea here is to get more profit. So normally what happens that there is certain cost price and we are increasing it by certain amount by selling price, getting a selling price. In between we have a term known as mark price as well. So but sometimes what happens that shopkeeper may say, a trader may say that I'm selling at cost price. You can confirm from any supplier also, any wholesaler also, anyone. So I'm supplying at the cost price. But what he does, he cheats by certain measures. There are various ways of cheating. So by cheating, what happens that he's giving actually goods worth less than what he's supposed to do. So basically, purpose क्या है? Because of cheating, he's increasing his profit, what he's claiming to offer, right? So whatever profit he's claiming to make, कई बार customer shopkeeper बोलता है ना कि भाई मैं कुछ नहीं कमा रहा हूँ आपसे, तो झूठ बोलता है ना, because he's earning something of course. तो either he's cheating in speaking, झूठ ही बोल रहा है ऐसा नहीं है, और या फिर वो price तो same दे रहा है ऐसा हो सकता है, but he's cheating by using the faulty balances. So what types of cheating are possible? So we are going to discuss here. So what do you think? How a trader can cheat? How a shopkeeper can cheat his customer? क्या क्या तरीका हो सकता है? What can be the ways? What do you suggest? What are the different ways a shopkeeper can cheat? Faulty weights. That means by giving less amount, less quantity, right? By giving less quantity. Right? For example, 1000 gram का 1 किलो का बट्टा है या 1 किलो का डिस्प्ले हो रहा है, but the actual good supplied is maybe 800 gram only. Actual quantity 800 gram में दिया, किसको पता ये actual है कि नहीं है? So on the weighing balance it shows 1000 gram, but actual quantity given is 800 gram only. Let's say that's a cheating, right? So yes, less weight to giving less quantity than saying fake notes. Fake note तो customer दे सकता है ना. Degraded quality, yes, that's good, Mukul. So degraded quality or basically mixing impurities. That is also a way of cheating. Basically, purpose is to give less quantity. So how to give less quantity? So he can cheat in the weighing part using faulty balances or faulty weighing blocks, or he can mix impurities as well. That means दूध में पानी मिला देना, है ना? तो क्वांटिटी तो पूरा मेजर किया है ना, 1 लीटर का था 1 लीटर मेजर किया है, पर उसमें लेट्स से कुछ impurity मिक्स कर दिया, पानी मिक्स कर दिया है. पुरानी फिल्मों में होता था ना, दूध में पानी मिलाया तो नॉर्मली है, और क्या था, दाल के अंदर भी कुछ मिला देना, हल्दी के अंदर कुछ पीला कलर मिला देना. There can be various ways. So this mixing impurities is also one of the ways. So let's say if a trader mix 20% impurities, है ना, तो कुछ 1000 ग्राम था, उसके अंदर 20% impurities मिला दिया, तो 20% impurities मिक्स कर दिया, तो 200 ग्राम impurity मिक्स कर दिया. So the total quantity now shows as 1200 grams, right? So basically we cannot identify कि क्या हुआ है क्या नहीं हुआ है. In the questions which we are going to solve now, we have to calculate the profit percentage that trader has made because of these cheatings. Fine? Because of these cheatings, we have to identify how much profit percent has been created. Now let's see one by one. There can be one more way. It can be combination of both, right? Giving less quantity in weighing or mixing impurities. That's how giving the less pure quantity. Or it can be mixture of both also, right? It can be mixture of both also, है ना? तो quantity भी कम दी है और जो दी है वो भी mixed है, impure है. Fine? Overcharging is another thing. Overcharging is not cheating. Overcharging is that increasing the mark price or whatever thing. Okay. हाँ, चूरन वाले नोट देते हैं that customer can give you, right? Shopkeeper थोड़ा ना उसको नोट देने वाला है. हाँ, GST कलेक्ट कर लिया, भरा नहीं हो तो भरना पड़ेगा, गवर्नमेंट विल डू दैट. एनीवे, हाँ, impurities means मिलावट करना, impure things मिक्स करना. मैंने एग्जांपल दिया ना, दूध में पानी मिला देना. Okay, now let's check out, now calculate, let's calculate the percentage profit because of the cheating. Let's go one by one. First take this case, giving less quantity. I have taken this example कि 1000 ग्राम के पैसे ले रहा है, 1000 ग्राम के पैसे ले रहा है, but is giving goods worth 800 ग्राम only. ठीक है? So now can you tell me if he claims कि 1000 ग्राम सामान 1000 रुपए का आता है, पता कर लो 1000 रुपए का ही है. So but he's actually cheating. He's not giving 1000 gram quantity. He's giving 800 gram quantity. So can you tell me how much is the profit percent in this situation? How much is the profit percent in this situation? No more jokes now. Please answer this. 1000 gram के बजाय he is weighing only 800 gram. So if he is claiming that he is selling at the cost price, so what is the percentage profit here? 20%, 25%. Okay, दो अलग-अलग answers. Please think again. सोच के with reason, please give the answer. I'm not giving you any options here. How you are calculating 25% to 20%? 20% तो ठीक है, 200 कम हो गया तो 20 दिख रहा है वो. Some of you are saying 25 as well. See, I told you in the beginning when we discussed about percentages, percent बहुत खतरनाक values होती हैं, बड़ी आसानी से आप गलती कर सकते हो. So certainly he's saving for himself 200 gram quantity, right? In a way we can say he's saving 200 gram quantity. That's his profit. But वो 200 gram quantity which he is cheating, which is saving for himself by cheating, वो profit जो compare करना है, किससे compare करना है? Cost price है ना? Remember, we need to compare the profit with respect to cost price. Can you tell me यहाँ पे cost price क्या है? यहाँ पर उसका cost price कितनी quantity का लगेगा? Yes, Bobby, that's true. It's 800 gram. Yes. So we need to make sure that profit percent we always calculate as profit upon CP into 100. Fine. So profit percentage is always calculated as profit upon CP into 100. We discussed that in the beginning of today's session as well. So जितना भी profit है we compared with CP. अब CP क्या है? CP is cost price of that goods which you have sold actually. तो यहाँ पर you are giving him goods worth 800 gram only. तो 800 का ही तो CP लग रहा है ना, right? And by giving goods worth 800 gram, you are making profit of the goods worth 200 gram. So it is 200 by 800 into 100, which gives you 25%. अब यही गलती होने वाली थी. इस 200 को if you compare with 1000, it looks like 20%. Right? So please tell me again, why 200 by 800? Why not 200 by 1000? What do you say? Harsh is asking, is the guy selling of CP? Yes, that's what we are assuming here. If the guy says that I'm selling at a cost price, that's what we are assuming right now. हाँ सही बात है, इसको रुपीस के टर्म से मान सकते हैं विदुषी. तो लेट्स से 1000 ग्राम 1000 रुपए का होता तो ही इज गिविंग गुड्स वर्थ 800 रुपीस. तो 800 रुपए का सामान बेच रहा है 1000 में. दैट्स ट्रू. तो 200 by 800. दैट्स परफेक्टली फाइन. गुड. इज इट ओके? Is it clear to everyone? Yes, क्योंकि हमारे तो 800 रुपए ही लगे हैं. Exactly. बिल्कुल. So if it says that a person cheats by giving 20% less quantity, 20% less quantity, that means that is giving him a profit of 25%, right? Can I say like that? Let's say a shopkeeper cheats. If I say shopkeeper cheats by 20%, a shopkeeper cheats customer by 20%, and he claims to sell the goods at cost price. So what will be profit percent? Yes, I'm explaining that part only again, Anvesha. So a shopkeeper cheats by 20%. It means that he's giving 20% less quantity, right? He's giving 20% less quantity. यानी कि 80 रुपए का सामान दे रहा है, 100 रुपए चार्ज कर रहा है. So that is the profit percentage gained here is 25. Same question which we did here. I repeat once more. Please listen very very carefully. So question के अंदर जरूरी नहीं इस तरीके से दिया हो. Question में directly ऐसा बोलता है that a shopkeeper cheats his customer by 20%. So what is the meaning of this phrase? That shopkeeper cheats by 20%. That means shopkeeper is giving 20% less quantity which he is supposed to give. यानी कि 100 रुपए के सामान की बजाय वो 80 रुपए का सामान दे रहा है. Charge 100 रुपए कर रहा है. And he claims to sell at cost price. Right? So he's charging 100 rupees, but actually he's giving goods worth rupees 80. So his CP is 80 and his SP is 100, as we did there also. So he's gaining 20 rupees out of 80. Right? That makes it 25%. Fine. Okay, one more. If he cheats by 50%, what will be the profit percentage? Please tell me. If he cheats by 50%, what will be the profit percentage? Yes, Aditya, that's true. It's 100%. Good. समझ में आ रहा है? If it cheats by 50%, then profit made is 100%. Why? Because he is charging 100 rupees for the goods worth rupees 50. 50 के सामान को 100 में बेच रहा है, डबल में बेच रहा है, 100% profit. One more. If a shopkeeper cheats by 33 1/3%, what is the profit percent made? If a shopkeeper cheats by 33 1/3%, what is the profit percent made? Yes, 50%. Is it okay? Yes, Zinab, that's 50. Anshika, Nandita, को डाउट है, बाकी को अंडरस्टूड. Yes, good. Okay, so let's see here again. If it cheats by 33 1/3%, let's say 300 रुपए का सामान था, he is charging 300 rupees. But because he is cheating by 33 1/3%, that means he is cheating by 1/3 amount. So how much worth of goods he is giving actually? What is his cost price? It's 200, isn't it? Because he is cheating by 33 1/3%, 1/3 cheat कर रहा है ना. 1/3 चीट कर रहा है, तो 300 रुपए चार्ज कर रहा है लेकिन 100 कम रुपए का सामान दे रहा है. He's giving goods worth rupees 200 only, right? So 200 का सामान 300 में बेच रहा है. He's gaining 100 rupees out of 200. That's his 50% discount profit. Fine. So you can find many formulae also for this, but as you know that I always try to avoid the formulae. It's better to understand the things, why it is happening, how it is happening. Okay, let's move further now. अभी हमने बात की है giving less quantity वाले part की. So here we have seen if it is mentioned that he cheats customer by a certain percent, so we can figure out कि how much percent profit is that. Although we can use other methods as well, multiplying factor वाली बात भी हम अभी करेंगे क्वेश्चन सोल्व करने में. First see this part also, mixing impurities. So if I said a trader mixed 20% impurities, 20% impurities mix किया, can you tell me how much is the profit? Rashna, please repeat last. Rashna, last वाले में 30 थी, 1/3% था ना? So in place of 100, I have taken the selling price to be 300. If the shopkeeper is charging 300 rupees to the customer, he is not giving him goods worth rupees 300 because he is cheating by 33 1/3%. So he is giving him 1/3 less quantity, right? So he is giving goods in worth 200. That's it. Same thing as we did earlier. Okay, repeat here. We are moving to the next part here. If a shopkeeper is mixing 20% impurities, now here in this case, right now we are assuming that impurities are free of cost. In certain questions, you can find that impurity also have some price. मतलब हो सकता है कुछ cheaper version है, but उसका price कुछ है, ऐसा हो सकता है कुछ questions के अंदर mention होता है. But right now we are assuming that impurities are worth free. Impurities free की है, ऐसा मान रहे हैं फिलहाल. तो 1000 ग्राम was the pure amount and उसमें 20% impurity add कर दिया, right? 20% impurity add कर दिया. Impurity is worth free right now, right? तो cost price तो 1000 का ही रह गया ना. But now he is showing the customer as 1200. So 1200 उससे तो पूरा ही charge कर रहा है. Assuming that he claims to sell at the cost price. So it is 20%. Yes. So whatever impurity we are adding, whatever percentage impurities we are adding, that is directly the profit percentage. Right? That is 20% profit. Assuming that the impurities are free of cost and he is selling at the cost price. He is claiming to sell at the cost price. Is it fine? So these are the basic two varieties of cheating which we find in the questions, and as I said, there can be mixture of many other things. He may not be selling at the cost price, so we will be using the different varieties in different questions now. ठीक है, आगे बढ़ते हैं. Abhishek, in this case CP तो 1000 रहा ना. We are assuming impurities to be free of cost. So if he had added 20% impurities, that means 100% जितना प्योर सामान था उसमें 20% impurities increase कर दिए, add कर दिया है, and because of which he has increased his selling price now. Fine. तो cost price 1000 rupees ही रहा, अगर हम 1000 ग्राम को 1000 rupees का मान रहे हैं तो, and selling price he is charging now 1200 at the same rate. Okay. In questions you will find, in some questions you will find that impurities are free of cost. In some questions you may find that impurities also have some price. So in that case we need to include that part also. But right now we are assuming that impurities are free of cost, which you will find in many of the questions. Highest intent. So cost price plus impurities का cost price will be the new cost price in that case. अगर उसका कुछ cost price है तो ये कैसे पता चलेगा impurities की value क्या है? That will be given in the questions, Anshika. If nothing is mentioned, we take it to be free. I repeat, if nothing is mentioned, we take it to be free. So these are the different varieties of cheating we have discussed so far. Is it fine? हाँ, अगर impurities का price नहीं दिया हुआ है, repeat, so impurities का price नहीं दिया हुआ है, so we take it to be 0. Nishit, what is your doubt? I'm explaining again, wait. So the second variety of cheating we have discussed, that we are adding some impurities to the pure product, right? Puzzle book का name, I actually wanted to discuss many different puzzles, but somehow many changes are taking place. Jay Gupta, उसका puzzle book का नाम था George Summers. George Summers. That is the name of the author. You will find it on the Google. Okay. Kunal, we will be using multi-time fractions in a while. Okay, let's move further now. I hope you are clear with various varieties of cheatings now. ठीक है, let's move to the questions. Hey, the first one. Please try to answer this. तुलिका, आप आंसर निकालने में चीटिंग कर रही हो. नंदिता, 1000 के बजाय आप 800 रुपए का सामान दे रही हैं. You are giving goods worth rupees 800. तो 800 का सामान if you are selling at 1000 rupees. That's it. महबूब अहमद, आपने एक चीटिंग तो डिस्कस ही नहीं की जो मेरे साथ हुई थी. There are so many cheating. This is world of cheaters. निश्चित 1200 वाला नहीं आया. अरे we have mixed the impurities, so we have increased the quantity ना. The quantity has become 1200. That's how price became 1200. अरे कस्टमर को ये थोड़ी ना बोलेंगे कि ये सब वो पानी तो फ्री का मिलाया था दूध में, है ना? कस्टमर से तो दूध के पैसे, पानी के पैसे भी चार्ज ही करेंगे ना, तभी तो मिलाया है. हानि कई बार लोग बोलते हैं वो तो पानी था, वो तो फ्री का था, उसके पैसे कैसे चार्ज करेंगे, फिर मिलाया काहे को था. So when shopkeeper is mixing some impurities, तो कस्टमर को ये थोड़ी ना बताने वाला है. So the total quantity would be chargeable. Okay, answer here. So Natwar Lal weighs 100 grams less for every kilogram of rice he sells. A similar question which we just discussed. So first part is find his profit percentage if SP equals CP, and second part, find his profit percent if SP is 20% more than CP. Okay, first part first, many of you are writing 11.11%. Okay, let's say I'm going by the same thing. चिंतन एक्चुअल सीपी वही होता है जितने का उसको पड़ा, दैट इज एक्चुअल सीपी. ठीक है ना? सीपी का मतलब ये है कि द गुड्स व्हिच वी आर सेलिंग वो एक्चुअली मुझे कितने का पड़ा था, व्हाट वाज माय कॉस्ट प्राइस फॉर दैट पार्ट व्हिच आई एम गिविंग अवे. हाँ, इसमें मुझे अच्छी बात याद आई. कई बार लोग क्या करते हैं, लेट्स से ऑल ऑफ यू प्लीज लिसन केयरफुली. कई बार व्हाट हैपेंस इज दैट लेट्स से मैंने दुकान में 1 लाख का सामान भर लिया है, ओपन ए न्यू स्टोर, उसमें 1 लाख रुपए का सामान है, एंड सपोज उसमें से कुछ टोटल गुड्स इज 1 लाख रुपीज. लेट मी राइट इट हियर. ठीक है, टोटल गुड्स आर कॉस्टिंग 1 लाख रुपीज. उसमें से 10,000 रुपीज का सामान आई हैव सोल्ड ऑन द वेरी फर्स्ट डे फॉर अ सेलिंग प्राइस ऑफ 1 लाख रुपीज. ठीक है, टोटल इतना सामान था दुकान में, उसमें से 10,000 रुपए कॉस्ट प्राइस का सामान आई हैव सोल्ड एट 1 लाख रुपीज. राइट? सो नाउ एट द एंड ऑफ द डे, what do you say? What is my profit percent? What is my profit percent? Question here is that I had 1 lakh rupees worth goods with me in my shop, and on the very first day I sold 10,000 worth rupees goods at a selling price of 1 lakh rupees. So what is the profit percent? Okay, 900%, many of you are saying. But sometimes people say, see, that was the total cost price 1 lakh, and right now we have received just total 1 lakh only. है ना? तो कई बार लोग बोलते हैं कि 90,000 वर्थ का सामान तो बचा ही हुआ है, पैसे तो बराबर ही हुए हैं. कई बार लोग बोलते हैं नो प्रॉफिट नो लॉस. समटाइम पीपल से दिस इज सिचुएशन ऑफ नो प्रॉफिट नो लॉस. Isn't it a situation of no profit no loss? Yes, Sumedh is saying cannot be determined. Is it not a situation of no profit no loss because we had invested 1 lakh and we had just received the 1 lakh back? Now the remaining unsold goods are remaining with us. Yes, can't it be called break-even point? No, it's not break-even point. In your business sense, it may be called break-even point, but while calculating profit or loss percent, so how to calculate profit or loss percent? So that needs to be taken care in every transaction. So in a particular transaction, so the goods which we have sold, what was the cost of that particular goods? So that is our CP. कि जितना सामान बेचा है, the goods which we have sold, उसका actual cost price क्या था? What is the actual cost price of that? So that will be termed as CP. And at what price have we sold it? That will be termed as SP. Right? So their difference is to be considered. We are not to consider the remaining unsold goods. Otherwise, तो shopkeeper will always keep trying. भाई मैं तो नुकसान में चल रहा हूँ, मैंने दुकान खोली, मैं तो नुकसान में चल रहा हूँ. It's not that. So whatever goods we are selling, at what price had we purchased it, and at what price we are selling it, so their difference will give us profit or loss. ठीक है ना? Is it okay? So now coming back to this actual question here. So Natwar Lal weighs 100 grams less for every kilogram of rice he sells. So again, if we assume कि 1000 gram का cost price 1000 rupees ही है, so in that case he is charging 1000 rupees. He is charging 1000 rupees. Selling price is 1000 rupees. But he is giving 100 gram less quantity. That means CP is 900, isn't it? CP is 900, isn't it? Fine. So CP is 1000 gram, but he is giving 100 gram less quantity. That means his CP is 900 gram. Fine. So he is gaining 100 grams. So the quantity which is giving less, that is actually profit. So profit percent is basically 100 gram, the quantity which is not giving, divided by the actual quantity which is giving, that is 900 gram, because that is his cost price. So it is 1 by 9, which basically means 11.11%, which most of you have answered correctly. Fine. So I hope this part is clear. So while calculating profit or loss percent, we always need to look for the actual CP, right? So because of cheating or because of whatever things, so what is the actual cost price, that is to be considered. Okay, and the second part now, find his profit percent if SP is 20% more than CP. Now, how to do? Satya Krishna Das is asking what is the significance of SP is CP. That's how we took SP to be 1000 now. If SP is CP, it means the cost price of 1000 gram was 1000 rupees, selling price is also 1000 rupees. Selling price is also 1000 rupees. That we discussed earlier also. So if he is selling at cost price, he claims that selling price is cost price. So this cost price is normal cost price. He is claiming that, but he is cheating by this part. राइट अभी चीट करने के बाद भी कम देगा ऐसा तो नहीं करेगा ना, 100 ग्राम कम दिया, अब बोला जी मैं 100 ग्राम कम दे रहा हूं तो 900 रुपए के दे दो आप. इज नॉट गोइंग टू क्या कहें उसे, इज नॉट गोइंग टू एक्सप्रेस दैट ही हैज चीटेड बाय 100 ग्राम्स. ऐसा नहीं बोलेगा ना कि जितना सीपी है उतना ही एसपी लूंगा, आई एम गिविंग यू 100 ग्राम लेस क्वांटिटी सो यू पे मी 900 रुपीस नाउ. नो. ठीक है. So it is his actual CP is 900, but he is charging 1000 rupees for that. Okay, the second part, how to do? What becomes SP now? For the second part, can you tell me? See, CP is again 900 only, but what will be the SP? SP will be how much? 1200, right? Because SP is now 20% more than CP, right? So which SCP is supposed to be 1000, but 1000 से 20% ज़्यादा, that is 1200 is his CP now. But actually he's not giving goods worth rupees 1000, he's giving goods worth rupees 900 only. So CP is 900 and SP is 1200. So this time profit is 300 and profit percentage would be 300 upon 900, that is 1 by 3, that is 33.33%. So here answer, this first part was 11.11% and this part is 33.33%. Is it fine? हाँ निश्चित 100 और 120 की बात है ना 100 मान लो 1000 मान लो I have taken to be 1000 1200 1200 the same thing you can remove one zeros it will become 100 120 Satyajit asks why not calculating SP on 900 अरे बाबा I'm not going to claim अगर उस पे 900 पे claim करना था 20% तो 900 किया ही क्यों था the purpose of cheating purpose of giving 100 gram less quantity is not to tell the customer को थोड़े ना ये बताने वाले हैं कि मैं उसको 10% कम quantity दे रहा हूं ठीक है ना कस्टमर को तो यही बोल रहे हैं ना कि पूरा सामान दे रहा हूं कस्टमर को बोल रहे हैं कि I'm earning only 20% but actually because of this cheating he is gaining more percentage profit that's the idea ठीक है he is claiming कि मैं 20% कमा रहा हूं customer is saying I'm earning 20% but because of this cheating part he is earning more percentage profit that was the purpose of this cheating करके बताना थोड़ी ना कस्टमर को okay can we use that SPCP ratio part here let's see we can do that part as well if I take the ratio I'm writing it here let's say for the second part if I write that SP by CP ratio let's consider for the first part first so for the first part if we are assuming that SP and CP are same so that means he is earning only because of this cheating he is earning because of only this cheating तुलिका जी 20% प्रॉफिट की वजह से 1200 हो गया वहां पे हाँ that's a good comment dishonest seller is the topic not honest seller Okay, see here, in this first part, I'm using that SPCP ratio here. So, Natwar Lal weighs 100 gram less for every kilogram rice he sells, right? So, 1 kilogram rice वो sell कर रहा है, तो he is charging 1000 rupees, but he is weighing 100 gram less. That means his cost incurred is 900 only. Exactly same way as we did earlier, right? So that becomes the ratio. If SP is CP, so there is no other profit involved. So this 10 by 9 is the ratio of SPCP, that is 1 by 9 or 11.11% is the profit. That was the first part. Is it fine? If this ratio part is clear? Okay, now moving to the second part. In the second part, ये 100 ग्राम वाली cheating तो है ही, उसके साथ साथ he is claiming that he is making a profit of 20%, right? He claims that I am making a profit of 20%. That means that's a multiplying factor because of this becomes 120 by 100. That means a goods worth rupees 100 is being sold at 120. That's what he claims. So that is the overall profit percent. Right, that is the overall profit percent. So again we can simplify. So these zeros can be cancelled out. So let me cancel 2 zeros from here and this 1 and 1 2 zeros from here also. So it is 12 by 9. with same चीज जैसे पहले भी आया था. So 9 रुपए का सामान we are selling at 12 rupees. So the profit, if I further cancel 3, so 3 3s are 9, 3 4s are 12. So this is 4 by 3, which is profit of 1 by 3. That is 33.33%. Is it fine? Can we take one more example of second question? Yes, we can take many more examples. Don't worry. अभी questions आगे और भी करेंगे. Okay, let's apply the same idea in more questions. See, that was the only basic variety of questions which we were to discuss. Now we are going to practice more questions. So here's one more for all of you. Please try to answer this. इसमें निकालना क्या है इट्स नॉट मेंशन वी हैव टू कैलकुलेट प्रॉफिट परसेंट ओनली फाइंड द प्रॉफिट परसेंट just find the actual profit percent that's what we need to calculate here Arya says 25 Aratrika Ghansham Okay, manufacturing near 47%. Chintan 49.25. Okay, how to calculate it? Most of you are saying answer near 47%. Yes, approximately 47%. So how you are calculating that? Please tell me. Although I can see some different answers as well. 25, 29, 41 also was there. How are you calculating this? Please tell me. 1.25 into 1.176. ओके, मल्टीप्लाइंग फैक्टर यूज किया आपने, ठीक है। अभ्युदय ने वैल्यूज कैलकुलेट की हैं, ठीक। ओके, प्रथमेश इज ऑल्सो यूजिंग द वैल्यूज एक्चुअल क्वांटिटीज। सीपी चेंज होगा, ओके, हाँ सीपी तो चेंज हो ही गया ना, ही इज चीटिंग ऑल्सो, ही इज मेकिंग सम प्रॉफिट एज वेल, ओके, ठीक है। Fine. Let's say how. So Satyam, a grocery shop owner sells sugar at rupees 20 per kg, which he has bought at 17 per kg. See, if I use the ratios as I did earlier, so SP by CP, I need to just calculate. And see, he's making profit because of two things here. First thing, the difference between the selling price and cost price, right? So he says cost price is 17 rupees per kg and I'm selling at 20 rupees per kg, right? So this is one profit he's making here. But this much profit is not sufficient for him. That's why he's making a cheating also by giving less quantity, by giving 800 gram instead of 1000 gram. So that is another way of earning profit. So these two profits would be used here, right? So by using the first profit, so his selling price is 20 for a cost price of 17, fine. If only that been the case, so that would have given us the profit percent. But now there's additional profit because of this cheating. Now he's giving 800 gram quantity only. That means his cost price would be applied only for that 800 gram. But while he's charging for the complete 1000 gram, so that will be the multiplying factor here, right? So that's it. So we just need to simplify this to get our answer. So 200 4s are 800, 200 5s are 1000, 4 5s are 20. So it is basically 25 by 17, which means he is selling a good worth rupees 17 at 25. So he's making a profit percent of 8 by 17 into 100. So that will give us answer. Yes, most of you wrote that part also. Kunal, that same thing you can write it in any other way. SP by CP लिखो या CP by SP लिखो, उससे क्या फर्क पड़ने वाला है? Fine. So you can simplify this. So see, approximately if I see, ये 17 का half तो 8.5 होता है ना, 8.5 होता है, तो 8.5 is 50%, तो उससे ये half 1 by 30 वो 3% comes. So that's true. It's approximately 47%. It's approximately 47%. Fine. There is no need to use calculator as well because 17 का half is 8.5 or 8.5, right? 8.5. So 8.5 would have been 50%, but 8.5 से half कम है. Half का मतलब 1 by 2 upon 17, that is 1 by 34, and 1 by 34 is approximately 3%. Okay. Yes, कोई और method except this? Fine, certainly. Why not? So let's assume the prices only. So 1 kilogram का SP he is charging, right? So SP is 20 rupees. Let's go by these values only, the values given. SP is 20 rupees for 1 kilogram, right? SP is 20 rupees only. Now CP, अगर उसने cheating नहीं की होती तो CP would have been 17 rupees. But in this case, is the actual CP 17? No. Is the actual CP 17? No, because he is giving less quantity. He is giving 800 instead of 1000 gram. So right? So इसका मुझे 8 by 10 या 4 by 5 करना होगा. Fine. So that is our actual CP. Is it okay? 20 by 17 was the values, na? That was the price. And this 1000 by 800 gram is because of the cheating in the quantity. So if I'm going simple with the values only, so for 1 kilogram price, he is charging 20 rupees, fine. He is charging 20 rupees. But what is his actual cost price? It must have been 17, but it is becoming 80% of that. निश्चित 4 by 5 कैसे भाई 1000 ग्राम का अगर 17 रुपीज है, 1000 ग्राम का सीपी 17 रुपीज है, तो निश्चित कैन यू टेल मी 800 ग्राम का सीपी कितना बनेगा? प्लीज टेल मी दिस, प्लीज टेल मी दिस. 1000 ग्राम का सीपी 17 रुपीज, isn't it? He bought it at 17 rupees per kg. So but he is not giving him 1000 gram quantity, he is giving a quantity worth 800 gram only. He is giving 800 gram only instead of 1000 gram, right? So अगर 1000 gram का CP 17, so how will you calculate the CP of 800 gram? So 1 gram का CP would be 17 by 1000, isn't it? And 800 gram का CP would be 17 by 1000 into 800. 800 by 1000 is basically 4 by 5. What is difficulty in that? Is it okay? Fine. तो भाई इतना कैलकुलेशन करना आना चाहिए, right? So please do practice if you are finding difficulty in this part even, so that you need more practice. I will come to the previous method again. Wait, so right now understand this part. So SP we have got, CP we have got. Now still next part, how will you solve it? Can you tell me? SP we have got, CP we have got. Can you tell me how should we solve it further? Previous method पे बाद में आते हैं. Wait अंगूरी, wait for that. Previous method पे बाद में आते हैं. First tell me now. SP and CP we have got. How will you proceed further? That's correct, Narayan. Narayan, that's correct method. Navonil, that's what I was looking for. That take the difference profit and divide it by CP into 100. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. That will be simple profit वाला formula मत लगाओ अशर. That will be very calculative. Don't do that. Please don't do that. SP minus CP नहीं करेंगे. That's why I asked you. Don't do this. See how we can do it. See, we have found the SP, we have found the CP. Why can't we take the ratio of SP and CP now? At present also we can take the ratio of SP and CP. Just take the ratios. Don't subtract and don't simplify. Take the ratios at this point also. See, so how, what will happen if I take the ratios? I'm writing it here. So if I take the ratio of SP and CP here, so this SP by CP becomes 20 by 17. This 4 is in denominator and this 5 will come in numerator. Fine. And ठीक है ना? You can do it normally, Adka. You can do it, but why to subtract? You can subtract, but why to do that? Why do you want to stuck up in the calculations? Don't do that. That's what I'm saying. Yet it is too calculated. That's what I'm saying. You can do that, but don't do. That's what I'm suggesting you. So if I take the ratios of SP and CP here, what I'm going to get is 20 upon 17 into 4 by 5. Fine. So on simplification, again same thing. 4 5s are 20, and that is 25 by 17. Now whatever calculation you are supposed to do it now. You are selling goods worth rupees 17 at a selling price of 25. So you're making a profit of 8 out of 17. Same thing. You reach to this 8 by 17 into 100. Is it fine? So this ratio tells you 25 by 17. This ratio tells you that you're selling the goods worth rupees 17 at a selling price of 25 rupees. Isn't it? Is it clear? अरे सबको समझ आ गया है? धन्यवाद. So that is the purpose, to make the calculation easier. Yes, Jay, we can change to anything to make the calculations easier. That is the whole objective. When I asked you this value of cost price, most of you calculated in the decimal values. That was not required. That was not required. हाँ युवराज, लगना भी काफी है ना, लग रहा है, समझ में आया. That's a good start. But that will be confirmed when we practice. Okay. So the previous method was exactly the same thing. If you will match here, you will see the exactly same part. 20 by 17, right? And then this 5 by 4. The same thing. So the previous method most of you were asking about. So the previous method is same. There is no difference, right? The previous method is same. हाँ, yes, practice चाहिए भविष्य, as I said earlier. Without practice, एक बार सुनने में लगेगा हाँ हो गया, अच्छा है, आसान है. But without practicing, वो फिर से doubt बना रहेगा. So please practice. Okay, let's move further. So one more question here, and it is again from previous year's CAT only. Bhaskar, please answer this one now. Bhaskar, selling price हमने कम नहीं किया है, selling price ज्यादा हुआ है. So why it would be 800 by 1000? It will be 1000 by 800. You are charging for more quantity while giving for the less quantity. तू लिखा 33 1/3% के लिए I changed the values ना. I started with 300. कहां से प्रैक्टिस करें? You have enough study material for that. So many assignments, so many practice sessions, application sessions, marathon sessions और क्या-क्या. हाँ, तो यहाँ पे सप्लायर को भी चीट कर रहे हैं. Let me help you here. So what does it mean? A dishonest shopkeeper cheats both his supplier and the customer. So customer को cheat करने का मतलब तो समझ में आता है. We have discussed that. Customer को cheat करने का तो मतलब समझ में आता है. He is giving less quantity, right? So supplier को cheat करने का मतलब क्या है? He takes more quantity, right? He takes more quantity. अब कैसे लिया, क्या लिया? That is another thing. But he cheats. So he cheats his supplier by 25%. So it means that he is taking 25% extra quantity which he is supposed to, and his customer by 40% means he is giving 40% less quantity which he is supposed to. ठीक है ना? हाँ बैठ के आप जो भी आप कहें. Yes, he is taking more quantity from the supplier and he is giving less quantity to the customer, and claims to sell the articles at a cost price. Okay, I can see options D or C. Think carefully and then answer. Okay, what method would be easier here? What method are you using? Most of the answers I'm seeing here is option C, that is 108.3. What method would be better here? Here's that multiplying factor. Yes, product wala part. Yes, the ratio of SP by CP. That would be certainly easier here. Okay, let's go by that. Let's see. See, we can see here that the profit he's making is because of these two percentage changes. Basically, two cheatings. He is cheating his supplier as well as customer, and he claims to sell the articles at the cost price. So there is no extra profit he's making on the cost price as he claims. So there's only profit because of these two cheatings, right? So let's see how does this cheating affect his profit. So let's consider SP by CP, same ratio. So he cheats his supplier by 25%. तो सप्लायर को 25% से चीट करने का मतलब क्या था? He is paying rupees 100, but he is getting goods worth rupees 125, isn't it? Fine. So he's paying rupees 100 and he's getting goods worth rupees 125. It's 125 by 100. Fine. इसको उल्टा नहीं कर देना है, 100 का 75 नहीं कर देना है, क्योंकि 25% ज्यादा उसे सामान ले रहा है, किससे? That what he has paid. Now second cheating, he is cheating his customer by 40%. That means customer से अगर 100 रुपए चार्ज किए तो he is giving him 40% less quantity. किससे 40% less? जिससे जो कस्टमर ने पे किया है, right? So it is 100 by 60. The moment अगर आप 100 by 75 कर देंगे तो सारा काम खराब हो जाएगा. It's not 100 by 75. Is it okay? Let me repeat. I'm repeating. Please be very careful. What is happening? In the first case, he cheats his supplier by 25%. That means the amount he is paying to the supplier, he is taking 25% more quantity than that. Kritika, if he is paying 75, then he is not taking good worth rupees 100. That would be 33, 1 by 3% more, right? But this 25% cheating means he is taking 25% extra quantity. So please understand that part. That's what we are understanding. Why not 100 by 75? Why not 140 by 100? That's what we are trying to understand here. Right? Yes, that's what we are trying to understand. Please listen again. The first part. This first part, when he cheats his supplier by 25%, he cheats supplier by 25%. What does it mean? He cheats the supplier by 25%. I told you this when he's cheating supplier by 25%, it means he is taking 25% extra quantity. Kisse? Than what he is supposed to take. How much quantity he is supposed to take? The amount he is paying. So if he is paying for 100 rupees, if his CP is let's say 100, he's paying 100 rupees, so he must get goods worth is 100 only, but he's cheating by 25%. That means he's getting 25% more goods, right? So 100 रुपए में या 1000 रुपए में he must have got 1000 grams, but he has got 1250 grams, 25% more quantity, isn't it? He has got 25% more quantity. So this 25% more quantity, that means to his customer he is going to show this more quantity, na? So his selling price becomes 1250 or 125. That's how this SP by CP ratio is 125 by 100. Fine? But in simple sense, as I said earlier, he is getting 25% more quantity what he has paid for. So he has paid for 100 rupees goods, but he's getting 25% more than that. That's how it is 125 by 100. In the second case, when he cheats his customer by 40%, so when he's cheating his customer by 40%, in that case, what is happening? That customer has paid whatever amount he's giving him, he's cheating him by 40%, so he's giving 40% less quantity. That means he's giving him 40 rupees less goods. That is goods worth to be 60 only. So that is 600 by 60. See, when he cheats his customer by 40%, we discussed this in the beginning as well. When he cheats his customer by 40%, it means he is charging rupees 100. He is charging rupees 100, but he's giving 40% less quantity, right? He's giving 40% less quantity. That means he's giving goods worth rupees 60 only. So his CP is 60 and SP is 100. That's how it is 100 by 60. Because it is not 140 by 100. If it had been 140, agar suppose selling price को आप 140 मान लेते हैं एक बार के लिए. Suppose customer is paying 140 rupees. So what would be CP? Will it be 100? No, he's giving 40% less quantity. That means 56 worth rupees good. Less quantity he's giving. So 56 कम करेंगे तो that would be 84 now. 56 कम करना पड़ेगा ना उसमें से. Is it fine? Okay, so by basic common sense, you can easily understand why we are writing these values as we have just discussed, and we can solve it very easily. But if you are just trying to take up some shortcut, then certainly it's not going to be helpful. कहीं ना कहीं फंस जाओगे. There's an easier way. Basically, we have to find the ratio of SP, CP. See, as I think Jay was saying, let's discuss some other way also how we can solve this. So if I use them together, so is let's say work with same quantity, CP 1000 rupees, SP 1200. ये इसी से बात start करते हैं. Yes, assumption methods. Let's work with assumption only, values only. Let's write it again. So if we assume he paid rupees 1000. That is the CP of the shopkeeper. Fine. उसने 1000 rupees pay किया. So he has got goods worth rupees. He must have got goods worth rupees 1000 gram, but he has cheated his supplier by 25%. So he has got the quantity 1250 gram, isn't it? Now this is actual quantity. Fine. This is actual quantity for which he is charging now, but he is cheating his customer by 40%. Customer को 40% से cheat कर रहा है. That means वो उसको 1000 rupees का 1000 ग्राम भी सामान ना देके कितना दे रहा है? He's giving quantity 40% less than that. 40% less than that. That means he's giving goods worth 600 gram only. Fine. In that sense, we can understand. So 600 gram का cost price का सामान he is selling for 1250 gram. So that's how we can calculate the profit percentage. ठीक. So same thing we are going to get. So in both ways. So here 600 gram कैसे आया? 1000 gram के बजाय he is giving only 600 gram quantity, and for this also because he has got 25% more, that makes it 1250. So goods worth rupees 600 gram is charging for 1250 gram, and you can find the profit percentage. It is 650 by 600 into 100. You can divide it to find the value. It is 100, and 6 8s are 48, and 1 by 3, that is 33. And as we did earlier, SP by CP ratio, it was again same thing. So for this part, what we did, that was simpler. I think that was simpler than this one. So he cheats his supplier by 25%. So for 100, he's getting 25% extra quantity. And when he's cheating his customer by 40%, so he's charging 100, but he's giving less quantity, 40% less quantity. So that ratio will give us the answer. So 100 is cancelled. Same thing we are getting from here also. The goods worth rupees 60 is being sold at 125 rupees. Isn't it? Goods worth rupees 60 is being sold at 125 rupees. So Nandita is the same thing here. Goods worth rupees 60 is being sold at 125 rupees. So kitne ka profit hua? 60 at a 65 at a cost price of 60. So 65 by 60 into 100, that will give you same 108.33%. Fine. Nishit, it is successive percentage changes. These are not addition, these are multiplication. Okay. So we shall end it here. So we have solved many questions, some previous questions and some other ones also. And there are only one or two concepts basically. What are the ways to cheat supplier? Nowadays, there may not be any way, easier way maybe. But in earlier times, when we used to have the faulty balances, weighing balance, then what used to happen? On one side, we used to put the weighing blocks. On the other side, we used to put the goods, right? So generally, what used to happen that ek taraf se zyada jhuka hua hai, right? There's some different, the fulcrum is not exactly at the center, or some extra weights have been attached. So that's how they used to cheat both the customer as well as supplier. So that's how it used to be in the earlier case. But nowadays, that practice is not so much there. Okay, so thank you very much. So please do practice. Okay, thank you everyone. Navanil, Himanshu, Sanjana, Shreya, Vishal, Aditi, and many others. I may have missed many names. Good night everyone. Thank you. Dharni asks, how do you get 65? Dharni, if selling cost price is 60, selling price is 125, I hope you know that profit is basically selling price minus cost price, isn't it? So 125 minus 60, that profit comes out to be 65. Fine? Hare Krishna, Ankit. Sure, Rebe. Yes, all of you can go to eat now. And I think you're having some practice sessions also. Application classes there. Fine. If there's some other doubt, if anyone is having, you can certainly ask. Successive percentage. This multiplication factor is successive change only, Vinny. For using successive change formula, we need to calculate the individual profit percentage. Jitul is in the question. A quantity may. Yes, no need to do much calculation. That's correct. Jay, yes, PL profit and loss is over now. Arjun, this class will be available in your event section of Facebook. You can refer to it any number of times. Yes, Jay, profit and loss is practice session is there. Live class is over. Thank you, Om. Yes, tomorrow you are having a simple interest and compound interest. Rohit, solve more questions. These questions are for your reference if you want to revise. I will solve more questions. We are not to mug up the solutions and questions. Azim, to match up with the flow, take extra time and try to attend the previous classes as well. But don't miss the current classes. That will be better. Okay, bye everyone. So I shall stop it here now. The reference book for quant, you can use any, specifically you are having now iQuanta books as well, so that will be better. Besides that, previous questions books generally we used to refer, but nowadays you are having that in also soft format on your iQuanta dashboard, so that much is sufficient. Whatever material you are getting here, please do that completely. There was just one class before this, Anshika. Okay, thank you everyone.